Bruxy, thank you for inviting us into your home today.
This is a pleasure.
I see you invite a lot of people.
The more the merrier.
Now, what's the tradition here in your house when it comes to Easter?
Well, for Easter, as with other holidays, it's find those people who maybe don't have family close by for whatever reason, are on their own, and invite them over, extend the sense of family, extend the sense of tribe, and we appreciate it all the more as a family, and I think they do too.
It's a wonderful feeling. I mean, we walked in, we didn't know any of the people here. You feel like you're part of the family.
Yeah, we have a door open policy. We have a number of people who know that they can just walk in the door anytime, and if you knock, we might not hear it, and we don't have a doorbell, so just walk in and let us know that you're here. And it is that sense of extended family. I mean, our daughters have grown up with a sense of just uncles and aunts hanging out that you know, are not blood relatives, but are friends of the family that we just adopt.
And everybody participates.
Yeah, that's right. For us, we were trying to push away from the pressure of entertaining, of saying, hey, we're going to put out something really elegant and have people come, which puts the host under a lot of pressure.
Right.
But instead saying, let's move from entertaining to just hospitality. Our house is open, we're going to adopt you into the family, but that also means we're going to put you to work as well. And so when you get to learn where things are, then just join in and let us adopt you that way.
Now, we've got a preview here when we came today, but when do you traditionally hold this meal?
Well, Easter weekend, different times. I'm a pastor, so
you're busy.
Often Easter and Christmas just means Daddy works more,
yes.
right? So our holidays, we always shift our family time kind of off-center to a Monday or to some other day that might not be traditional, and then we make that our family time and our adopted family time.
That's nice, because this is, for you and anyone who's a pastor or a priest, this is one of the busiest seasons of the year. I mean, you've got a whole lot of ministry to take care of during a short span.
It's true for people who are involved in a church to just realize that those people who are serving them at the church as pastors or leaders in any way, for them it is a lot of extra work. Hopefully it's work that they enjoy, it's ministry, it's what they live for, but at the same time a lot of extra time committed, sometimes time away from family. So ways that I think we can support those in ministry to make sure they have that time with their family is going to be really important.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange little thing where it's time away from family to grow the church family.
Yeah, that's true. So we've kind of blended the two together, and we're raising 3 daughters, and we've said from the beginning that we're not going to force the dichotomy between ministry versus family, that our family is our #1 ministry, and then we'll just together as a family be involved in extended ministry so that it enhances our family life rather than competes with it.
That's really nice. Now, you mentioned you have the 3 daughters here, and you have a range of ages.
That's right, a couple of teenagers, and our newest is just 7 months old. She's a babe.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now, this is interesting though, because you have your teenage daughters, and then you have the young one coming up, and I'm always interested, because I mean, my kids have gotten to an age of 9 and 12, but introducing the Easter story and the Easter message, and how do you do that as a child's coming up?
Well, do you know, hopefully within a family of faith, if we're following Jesus, Easter is the message we live our lives by all year round. So Easter really just becomes one of those traditional times where there's it's like adding an exclamation mark to the story, but the story is something we're telling ourselves and living out all the time. And then it becomes just an experiential way of saying, now we're getting together with other members of our extended family to remind ourselves, whether that's at the services or we read through Bible passages here as a family, but then that's something that we're doing other times of the year as well.
Of course.
So really it's just a time for us to say, remember what we're talking about all year? Here's a time where the whole world actually pauses and gets to recognize that along with us.
Now, you mentioned the whole world recognizing it. Now, you have a really consistently good attendance at the meeting house. Do you find that, like with other churches, though, it goes up at Easter?
Yes, absolutely. It's true. There's always those people who the exclamation mark is the only part of the message that they really connect with, or it's a time that piques their curiosity.
Right.
Maybe for them it's just tradition, it's family tradition. We always say, come to church for all the wrong reasons. We don't mind.
Absolutely.
Our job is to help you stay for the right reasons. You can come for the wrong reasons. We'll help you stay for the right reasons.
Now, in your experience, though, do you find that occasionally when you've got the people coming in for the Easter service, that's their moment, that's when the light goes on, they get it, and they start coming?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's different things for different people that switch the light on. And for some people, it is more experientially learning, walking through, whether it's music or it's being invited over to someone's house for a meal, or it's arts. We use the arts in different ways. And it will be those different points of connection that will switch the light on. Other times it's just teaching. It's just having someone sit down and explain the story to them. And
take away the mystery.
That's right. And it's hard to say, you know, if we had a formula for what makes someone kind of have that aha moment for Jesus, we would boil that down and it would become a system, and maybe that wouldn't be healthy. It'd just become a religious system. We'd go through the formula over and over. But the fact that people are different, they're wired differently, and they respond differently, keeps it a relational process.
Yeah, well, getting that message, getting the light bulb to go on, that will just add so much more meaning to an event such as the one which is just in the process of being set at the table here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and as we're coming together and kind of extending the family, the fact that we're having an Africa meal also reminds us that there's a lot of people who they do family better than us, they do extended community better than us, and but they're struggling as far as the resources that they need to be able to just survive. So for us, it's a learning. It's not just us going over to Africa and say, how can we help the unfortunate? We're also then saying, how can we learn from the strengths of their culture, and they can help us learn a more relational way of celebrating any holiday.
So Nina, your kitchen is one busy place.
It is. It's a small, busy place.
Now when you have this celebration at Easter, this is more than a one-person effort.
Yes, indeed. In fact, we love to open our doors and invite so many people in, and it's great because they also tend to help out with the actual preparation of the meal, so it feels even more like a community event.
And I understand that part of the preparation of this meal takes you back to time you spent in Africa.
Yes, I spent a year in Africa a couple of years ago, and I was way out living in the villages with the people, and I asked them to teach me how to be a Zambian woman. So they took me through everything that it takes from morning till night, and one of the things was preparing nshima, which is the staple of many countries in Southern Africa, all of Eastern and Southern Africa.
Now, I also heard from Bruxy that there's a preparation ritual involved.
There is. And it makes certain people shake in their boots, actually, who've already experienced it. When I was in the... She's laughing. When I was in the village, I had to prepare nshima for the entire village. Now the men said, I'm not eating that, a white woman made that, I'm not going near it. But I guess I won them over eventually. They did eat it. And it requires a lot of muscle.
Okay.
And it was funny because I had all the Zambian villagers all around me shouting at me, saying to stir harder and put in more, and I'm so weak, and is anybody ever, no one's ever going to marry you if you if you can't make nshima. So eventually, anyway, it got made, but now we brought this tradition back, so now when we make nshima with friends,
you scare your friends.
We all stand around and shout insults at them, and it's part of the fun. You're worthy, prove you're worthy.
I am worthy.
Oh, that's good. You may be married now.
I don't know.
We have to lump it first.
But stir it all, squash it all around. The bottom. Come on, get right to the bottom.
They're going to choke on it.